In the morning of January 24, 1848, James Marshall, while constructing a sawmill, discovered gold in a nearby river. At the time of the discovery, California was an undeveloped territory under U.S. control, but not an official state. As news of Marshall's discovery spread, thousands of people flocked to California. The gold rush will create the state of California overnight, propel vast growth in the industries, and ultimately help the USA become a powerhouse in the world economy. James Marshall hurried his way on the muddy trail towards Sutter's Mill, one of the first settlements in California made by John Augustus Sutter. But there will soon be many other settlements in California when the secret about the golden discovery spread like wildfire.
After news of the discovery of gold spread, thousands rushed to California in hopes of striking rich. By the end of 1848, news about California gold had reached South America, Australia, and Asia. Because of this, thousands had left for California in search of gold. By the end of 1849, California's population had grown from 15,000 to 100,000.
News about the gold rush spread everywhere. People from Asia, people from Europe, everybody were headed to California wishing to strike gold. But this was not all good news. A law was passed that required foreigners to pay monthly for a license to mine. To top that off, they were limited to exhaust mining where Americans had already come and gone. And that sucked. But people's greed obscured this injustice, providing the US's economy with essentially free money.
And so, the social diversity and population exhibited much expansion in cultural knowledge and led to new technological innovations.
There are many ways to mine gold during the gold rush, the first of which was panning. Pan mining was the simplest way to extract gold. One would mine ore and then place it in a large metal or plastic pan, and then they would add water. To find the gold, they would move the pan in a circular motion so that the denser gold particles would settle to the bottom and the lighter materials such as the sand, mud, and gravel would be washed over the side of the pan, leaving the gold behind. The second method was a rocker. The rocker was a wooden box that was used to find gold more efficiently. Using a handle on the rocker to push it back and forth, the miner dumped gravel into the top of the rocker and poured water to push the finer and heavier particles through a screen. The bottom part of the device had slats, or riffles, that caught the heavier metals such as gold. The third method of mining was a long tom. Ore mixed with sand and dirt would be placed in the long tom. Then water would be poured from the top to flush everything down. The sediments would pass through the netting and cross riffles, leaving only gold ore. This was considered as one of the most amazing technology at this time. The last technique for mining gold was hydraulic mining, which was one of the most environmentally disastrous methods for mining gold. Hydraulic mining was a form of mining that used high-pressure jets of water to dislodge rock material. The water sediment slurry was directed through sluice boxes to separate the gold. Hydraulic mining was the most environmentally disastrous method for mining gold. It caused erosion and flooding, and was banned in 1884.
The gold rush is not only just an era for growth, but also economic expansion. For example, just many boom towns just appeared out of nowhere, including the city that we know and love, San Francisco. 2 years, the population boomed from 1,000 all the way up to 25,000 people. Not only that, houses and streets just popped out of nowhere, just like magic almost.
As people harvested all the gold, the abandoned boom towns would turn into ghost towns, you know?
However, it did not come without massive issues that brought. For example, food. They grew extraordinarily, just like things like a simple loaf of bread costing all the way up to $2 a loaf. And I mean, these injustices occurred because of the many people, the many miners that decided to move to the West to try and fulfill their dreams.
Despite gold's luxurious and shiny appearance, it actually impacted the lives of Californians quite negatively as prices inflated, thus causing the people's thoughts on gold to be a little bit changing.
Gold! Shouted storekeeper Sam Brennan, galloping through the streets of San Francisco waving his hat. Gold from the American River! Sam Brennan was quick to open a store selling mining supplies by Sutter's Sawmill and spread the news about the discovery of gold and its shop.
Merchants made their fortune by supplying miners with supplies such as food, clothing, and tools. Gold seekers bought blankets, buckets, shovels, picks, and wash pans at absurdly high prices. Merchants took advantage of the greedy miners who were in need of supplies, inflating the prices of merchandise for self-profit.
The gold rush was once a rush in a sense of economy, rushing up to its zenith and quickly rushing down to its pitfall. The supply of gold would never last as it once was depleted. The gold rush now became but a dust cloud.
The gold rush caused the sudden influx of people, money, and technology that sparked a boom that is incomparable to anything else in US history. The gold rush truly allowed California to become a state in a blink of an eye, improve industrial growth, and most importantly, transform the United States into an economic superpower. This was an important historical movement, not only to California, but also the United States. The United States was now rich in economy, culture, and history as it experienced one of the most impacting events in US history. I'm Peter Jennings. Until next time, on The Century.